Hey, you guys, what's going on? This is Ian McKenzie with the Average Bros Fitness Podcast, and I am joined today with my good friend and colleague, Mr. Eric Pham, and he is Eric SuperPham on his YouTube channel. So, yeah, and he's a YouTube personality. He's also spent years in the industry learning about supplements and training himself and helping others train. So he's a personal trainer. He's also a sponsored athlete. So he's got a lot of cool information to share with us today, and I'm going to be picking his brain, seeing what he knows. So,
and I work for a pretty cool investment company too. So
yeah, and that's
we'll talk
shout
about
him out. Or are we going
to later?
That's right, you guys. This is life planning. This isn't just fitness. So yeah. But yeah.
Well, they actually go hand in hand.
That's true.
And your finances together. So
yeah,
if you talk to any financial advisor, they'll talk about everything from insurance, investments, taxes, estate planning, and your overall health and well-being is a big part of that as well.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's true. But what you been up to with fitness nowadays, man? What you doing in the gym right now?
So right now, I'm classically doing push-pull legs, just like I think a lot of people are doing now. It's a higher frequency style of training.
Do you think that's harder though? Do you think people would kind of? I would if I was just starting. You know, that's like, I mean, you've been doing it for so long. That's kind of like an advanced level approach because people.
Well, exactly.
I mean,
it's just like you said, advanced, because that's what I believe is. So I have roughly 13 years of training under my belt. Yeah. And it kind of got to a point where I needed to shift from this old school way of bodybuilding training, which I think, you guys might know is, where you do classically, you'll do chest on Monday, legs on Tuesday, back on Wednesday, and you'll just hit it with such a high amount of volume. Yeah. 25, 30 sets per workout. And that's how I used to train. But as I've gotten older and more advanced in my lifting, I decided to switch it up and go to a higher frequency of training. So that's why I go push-pull legs. My one day off is on Sunday. And I just believe that higher frequency of training is exactly what my muscles needed in order to grow. Yeah. In my experience now. So.
Yeah, and we were talking about this earlier, you guys. Frequency, and we talked about frequency is one of those things that a lot of people don't think about going into the gym, especially if you're just starting. You're not automatically going to think about working certain muscles multiple times during the week. Yeah. Because it starts with just heavy weights and a lot of reps. So,
yep. Yeah. I mean, in the beginning, I think me and you talked about this before too, there is a place, I believe, for the bro split. Especially if, now this doesn't pertain to everybody, of course. This is for all the bros out there that their ultimate goal is muscle hypertrophy. So with that being said, I think that the old school bodybuilding of bro splits is really good for beginners.
That's true.
And then after you have a couple of years under your belt and you want to add in a new style of change to where your muscles will actually react better to the new stimulation, I think that higher frequency is a good answer for that problem.
That's true. Yeah. And I think it's and we talked about frequency, and then we talked about, too, progressing it past that with time under tension. So it was like after you kind of, max out on frequency or see as much as you think you've gained, you go into pause sets and tempo reps and that kind of thing.
The quality of the rep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's where things like principles like time under tension, I do a lot of rest pause. I do supersets. I do drop sets. Anything that you can do to change up the stimulation that your muscles feel in order to ignite growth.
That's true.
That's what I'm all about. And there's value in that type of change. I mean, time under tension, you'd say that goes hand in hand with mind-muscle connection, right?
I think it does. I think real, and it's funny, when you said you start with the bro splits, I think that's where the initial mind-muscle connection training is. Oh, yeah. Because you're only focusing on that one particular muscle. So you start with, understanding, and we were talking about it, back is difficult. Back in and of itself. Back is hard.
So with mind-muscle connection, it's so easy for us to flex our bicep.
Yeah.
Right? When someone says, dude, flex in the mirror, whatever. You can do most guys can do a most muscular, kind of flex their pecs a little bit, their shoulders, their biceps.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, you can even do a quad flex, right?
You could.
But when it comes to the back, you know, your lats, your rhomboids, all the muscles down your spine, I think it's really hard for most people to actually feel their muscles working back there because they never really think about using them in that way.
That's true.
You know, it's hard to flex something that you don't see.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And you have so many things like playing into the back as well, like anything with core.
Yeah.
You know, you'd have to learn, you know, how to make the back a part of your core strengthening, you know, especially with a squat.
Yep.
You know, a lot of people don't know about just like engaging your back when you're pulling the bar down. You know, you're doing back is a big part of a lot of other movements that don't seem to involve back, you know.
Exactly.
So,
you know, with compound movements like that, they demand so much from you.
That's true.
A lot of different muscles. I mean, I used to think growing up, especially when I first started, that a squat was all legs, right?
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
all I thought it was.
You're not thinking anything different when you're just starting. Yeah,
yeah.
It's just
I mean,
legs.
when you're young, you just want to get jacked. You know,
but that desire never leaves you. That's like every time you think, like, you know, you go into the gym, and I guess if you guys start out skinny, I don't know. You never did though. You were always a big son of a bitch.
Well, it kind of happened fast. So I never stayed skinny. I was in middle school, and I know a lot of you guys can probably understand this as well. Remember the Asian kid from that Disney movie Up?
Good afternoon. My name is Russell. Are you in need of any assistance today, sir?
Yeah, the Russell.
Russell.
Yeah.
I was the spitting image of Russell.
You were not.
Right? I kid you not. I kid you not. And
I guess I can picture
I was
it
a
little
Russell in middle school, and after middle school, I must have somewhere like obviously like hit puberty, and then I got super skinny for about a year.
Yeah.
And then within that year, I picked up weight training, and then I just started blowing up really fast. And I do believe that has to do with the genetics of, you know, where my parents come from, where my genes come from. So in Vietnam, I want to say the south side, like on my mom's side, they are short and stocky.
Okay.
On my dad's side, they're tall and skinny. So I got somewhere in the middle of those genes. So it's kind of like a perfect.
So it's this perfect mix of just quality aesthetics.
Yeah, basically. So you know, I thank the good Lord for that.
That's true.
You know, for those genes and everything. And I just picked up a weight, started training intense, and everything just kind of obviously through trial and error, but it kind of fell into place. You know,
but that's the funny thing about, you know, nowadays. I think people run into a problem where genetics seems to hinder them. You know, they kind of. With a friend of ours that we know, you know, he trains his ass off. He works as hard as he can, but it's very obvious kind of where genetics take part in that, you know.
Yeah.
And
it's true.
Yeah, and it's. I'd like to know personally, you know, what can we do that sort of pushes us past or makes us think that genetics don't define really where we can go. You know, and I guess that's where frequency and time and attention go. I'm just, you know, I'm just spitballing. But
in my personal opinion, and also from experience, and a lot of the clients that I've trained, is genetics is important.
Yeah.
Like, but we're born with that. After that,
that's true.
Comes hard work. I mean, as cliche as that sounds, hard work, working, training intense, training smart. You know, training with the newer science that's provided to us every single month, every single year, and implementing that into your game plan. And just all those different pieces come together, the diet, the training, the newer training techniques, and staying consistent with the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think that's to me is definitely the biggest part. I mean, you'll have good genetics or you might have bad genetics. You'll never really know until you max out all the other factors, you know?
That's true, though, because you can't just... So in the end, it's not just about, like, throwing in the towel. Like, you really... There's so many different aspects to working out that can yield you unusual gains. Like, something that you wouldn't expect to make you better, but it ends up doing that in the long run.
Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, like, you know, what are you going to do? Wake up one morning and just guess that you have a certain type of genetic and go,
maybe.
I guess I won't exercise at all, or I guess I won't do this because my genetics are so bad that I'm probably not going to get anywhere. And that is the totally wrong mindset. And I forgot to talk about mindset because it's the mindset that's really going to determine as well, like, how your body turns out.
That's a good point.
You know,
yeah,
the mindset
that's
of belief
so
in
true.
Yourself and like all these different factors. So yeah, me and Ian do talk about genetics, but for the most part, guys, it's all about you taking ownership of your ability to control your own actions and how much you stay consistent with your training and your diet plan, and just staying consistent with it. You know, that's the most important thing. So
Pardon me while I light up, yeah.
Oh yeah, I gotta light up too. Should we cut this part out, or we should?
Dude, I don't know. We can keep it in. I don't know.
We
could keep it in.
Keep it raw.
It's all good. We can cut it out if you want. It doesn't matter.
It's actually kind of funny though. Like,
it is kind of funny. We're just sitting here like just.
It's pretty raw. Like
it is.
I think everybody sees how much of a noob I am when it comes to my cigar, anyway. So like.
Dude, I'm sitting here like moving and shit. Like I'm like picking up my different glasses and stuff. I'm like too much of a squirmy kid.
Nah, dude, you're good,
I'm
bro.
like a 5-year-old. I'm like a 5-year-old boy. Like I'm running out of patience. No.
Ian, you gotta pop up with the questions. Oh wait, am I interviewing you too?
Do you want to? You can if you want.
Yeah, of course.
Because we can throw it into. We'll just keep recording. Let me see your time. Okay, you're good. Yeah, we've got plenty of time. All right. I probably have to head out around like 4:45, so we have like 2 hours.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just letting you know. Anyway, I guess we'll continue.
But any hoot.
But it's you know, it comes down to, I think nowadays, especially with COVID, especially with what's been going on, just with, 2020 finally being over, thank God. But people all of a sudden had to retool their entire lifestyle and figure out a way to keep making fitness progress in their house. Like they couldn't, all the gyms were closed.
Yeah.
And the problem that I saw too is that people who wanted to begin somewhere maybe fell into this deep discouragement where they were like, oh, I don't, the gyms aren't open, can't get a gym membership.
Yeah.
I don't know where to start, and so it's interesting. You can take, the frequency and the time under tension, and you can actually apply that to a calisthenic workout and an at-home workout.
Yep.
If you run out of options. And I just thought of that,
Yep, 100%. I mean, when I think people get the misconception that fitness involves like free weights. Fitness involves a certain type of equipment or something that they're missing. And the truth is, guys, is that when it comes to fitness, all you really need is your own body. That's all you need.
That's true. Air
squats, push-ups, calisthenics. I mean, during quarantine, what I did was, and if you guys want to check out my YouTube channel, I have a workout on there where me and my girlfriend went to a random park, and all we had was a pull-up bar.
Yeah.
And I would just use the pull-up bar and the different things they had at the park just to do a workout.
That was the outdoor gym, right?
Yeah, the outdoor gym.
We found an outdoor gym, you guys. Yeah. If you have access to that, freaking amazing.
But not even just that. It was literally just a jungle gym. Like it was just, there's monkey bars.
Yeah.
That's all it was too. And like, when it comes to fitness, guys, like you don't really need much. All you need is the right guidance. Check out a bunch of YouTube channels, ask a bunch of experts, and you just need your own body weight. You can do air squats, push-ups, jumping jacks. You could do sit-ups, V-ups. I mean, there's literally like just an unlimited plethora of different movements that you can do to still implement fitness into your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Pandemic or no pandemic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's true. It's so true.
It's not about, I think what Tony Robbins said, it's not about resources, it's about resourcefulness. What do you have that you could use?
That's true.
And then use the crap out of it,
That's beautiful. Yeah. And I think I know too, I think with with the concept of the fact that our bodies always adapt, and for you guys who are stuck at a plateau, that's something you can always remember, is that your body is always adapting, right? So if you find yourself at a wall, usually you have to do the thing that is kind of the exact opposite of what you'd expect, So for, if you're a heavy lifter, if you're a guy who's lifting heavy and you see yourself kind of, you don't see any more progress.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think it might be like you have to kind of take a step back and maybe do lighter weights, or you change up your
style.
You change up your style, and it's exactly what we've been talking about, with the frequency and the time of attention. You take a look at what you've been doing up to that point, and it's a very simple change that you have to make, but it's kind of the opposite of what you think you have to do.
Yeah, exactly. The good thing is that when this halt in your progress actually happens, it's really good that you're aware that this halt actually happened. Right?
Yeah.
So the first thing you have to do is acknowledge, like, okay, my weight hasn't changed, my body composition hasn't changed.
Yeah.
And then once you've accepted that fact, Ian's right. You take a step back. You look at all the factors, right? You look at your diet. You look at your training. You look at your sleep.
Yeah.
You look at your just everything, right? And you look and see what factors you think are actually hindering you, right? That could be in the form of training. You've been training for a certain way for too long. Maybe you got comfortable with the weights that you have. You could be stronger.
Yeah.
And your body's at this point where it's like, no, I need a different type of stimulation, with that being in the form of heavier weights.
That's
or maybe
true.
even lighter weights, better quality time under tension, supersets, drop sets, a different style of training, completely maybe. And then with your diet, it's like, are you getting in enough macronutrients in order to fuel that growth, right? Because when it comes to weight training is the catalyst, right? That starts the whole process.
Yeah.
Okay, body's ready to go, ready to make a change. And then on the back end, you have what I believe is like the most important part, which is the diet.
Mm-hmm.
And does that support system actually support new tissue growth, right? And then your sleep.
Yeah.
You always grow in your sleep. So
It's true.
look at all the factors, and like for you, when your clients come up to you and they say, hey, Ian, I feel like my fitness progress has kind of halted, whether that be gaining muscle or losing fat. Like, what do you usually do?
Exactly what you said. You take a look at the diet, because more often than not, and you guys can apply this to your workout routine, exactly what he was saying, it's usually, and I say this because it happens all the time, you are probably not eating enough of something, because we get into this mental state where we have to really grind it out into the gym, right? When we go into the gym, we have to push ourselves. We have to do so much of one certain thing.
Yep.
But oftentimes, and what you were saying, it's you probably not eating enough to fuel that sort of lifestyle.
Yep.
And your body is in this mode where, since you're not giving it enough, it's holding on to all this fat that you are trying so desperately to get rid of.
Yep.
So
100%.
Yeah, it might be that if you are literally trying to lose weight, you have to stop thinking about the number on the scale, and you have to start focusing on your body composition.
Exactly. I always tell people that it's more important how you look in the mirror than how your weight is on the scale, because the scale accompanies what? Muscle, fat, and water, right? And then depending on how much sleep you get, or the amount of carbs you ate the night before, your total weight on the scale can actually fluctuate, right? And then in your mind, you're like, man, why my diet's going good, but I wake up the next morning and I'm like a pound heavier, right?
Yeah.
And that just could be because you still hit your caloric deficit, but maybe you shifted the macronutrients around where you had less fat and you had more carbohydrates, which hold a lot more weight on the body and water than fat does. So
I didn't think about that.
There's so many different factors, but I agree with Ian too. Is like, if you have had like a halt in progress, take a step back, take a piece of that humble pie. Okay, don't be arrogant and don't be naive. Look at everything that you've been doing and admit where there is a weakness in your plan and where adjustments need to be made. So
and it's not always a big adjustment, like especially when starting a plan. You guys don't need to overhaul your entire lifestyle. It's it's
incremental.
Yeah, incremental. Yeah,
Incremental.
it's small changes compounded over time, and what you guys can do to sort of make the process less stressful and easier on your already busy lifestyle is trying to take a look at one small little piece of the puzzle, right? And usually, you know, for the most part, and this is just an example, a lot of people don't eat breakfast. And
see, I'm a big fan of intermittent fasting, right?
Yeah.
So this is kind of where me and you kind of collide, or
sort of, yeah.
Sort of.
But I don't disagree with intermittent fasting,
yeah,
because I see where it fits in.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's going to be our next topic. Is, you know, since intermittent fasting is such a big thing these days, along with keto and along with OMAD and different types of fasting and all that. My experience with intermittent fasting has, for the most part, it's been a pretty good one. Pretty good one, because with my job working for this investment company, I'm pretty busy during the day already, which means that I skip breakfast. I could easily skip lunch, and that's because I'm so busy and my mind is just focused on work, like work, and my mental acuity is a lot higher when I don't have, you know, 500 to 700 calories worth of a meal flowing through my body. My body is just spending energy trying to digest it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so as far as for me, it's been good for energy balance and it's good for my workflow and still staying in a caloric deficit. So I think most people get it mixed up with intermittent fasting. Is they think it's some magical diet, even though it's not a diet. It's more of an eating window, an eating period. And the key that really makes intermittent fasting work, guys, is the ability to reach a caloric deficit a lot easier by the end of the day, so that you can continuously lose weight.
That's true.
That's the key to intermittent fasting.
That's true.
Now, I don't think it's good for bodybuilders, though.
I agree.
I don't think it's good for athletes or bodybuilders.
I agree.
Which is where Ian's gonna come in and completely destroy
That's where I come in and break down this argument.
Subscribe right now if you're a fan of intermittent fasting.
No, it's true though, because you know, there are definitely pros and cons to intermittent fasting, in that I think intermittent fasting is a fantastic thing to do if you are sort of a bigger guy and you really want to make quick weight loss.
Yeah.
Like, I think that starting down that path of skipping breakfast is the way to go. But the problem I see nowadays is that a lot of people just don't eat enough to begin with. So if you put them on intermittent fasting, it's not going to help that really. It's going to keep them eating just as little calories as they are, because and then at the end of the day, you know, if there's somebody that does a lot of binge eating at the end of the day, it's not necessarily going to curb that problem. They're still going to eat late at night because they didn't eat breakfast in the morning. So
now I want to say this, guys, is that I would say the reason why, if you're wondering why you're gaining weight while intermittent fasting, it's because you're probably eating too many calories in your eating window. That's true. That's very true. Which is what Ian's talking about. It's I get it. Like, you're hungry during the day, you're just starving, and then when it comes time to eat, you know, you don't reach for something healthy. You reach for something that tastes really good.
Yeah.
You reach for something that's quick, because the last thing you want to do is, when you're starving and it comes time to eat and you're eating your feeding window, you now have to face that 30 minutes to an hour of waiting for when your food is currently cooking, right?
Yeah.
Or, you know, you don't want to wait any longer. You've waited long enough. You've gone through enough pain. And your willpower is, I would imagine, is a lot lower when you're starving. So you reach for something that's high in calories, high in the wrong macronutrient ratio, meaning that it's low in protein, higher in fat, and higher in carbs, which doesn't induce a good body composition.
That's a good point.
And then now you're just destroying your physique now. So,
because it comes down to this thing that's like, not all calories are created equal. So it's kind of, it's, you know, just because.
So I've heard that before. Not all calories are created equal.
I've heard that too.
What do you mean by that?
I think so. And I did some research on this, you guys, because I had to understand this a little bit more. But obviously, like, look, if person A is eating the same amount of calories as person B, but person A is getting his calories through pizza, burgers, a lot of unhealthy food, you can sort of logically assume that person A, even though he's getting the same amount of calories, right, and he's still at a deficit, theoretically, his body composition is not going to reflect, a healthy diet, even though he's still at a deficit and he's still getting the same exact amount of calories as person B. So, and I'm not even going to talk about the science behind it, because you can sort of logically assume that that's not going to pan out right as well for person A, because even though he's getting the same amount of calories, not getting them from good sources.
Exactly. Not to mention the way that you feel, right? I mean, you have tons of saturated fat. True. You have a ton of refined sugars. I mean, intermittent fasting, a lot of people talk about as well the health benefits of it as well. And there are actually proven scientific health benefits when it comes to intermittent fasting. But if you want to talk about intermittent fasting and then shoving Papa John's into your eating window every single day, I can almost guarantee that you're not going to be as healthy, you're not going to look as good versus if you were to actually stick to eating healthy whole food meals with the right macronutrient ratio of protein, fats, and carbs, getting your veggies in, taking care of your micronutrients, That's
exactly right. And I think too, I'm going to kind of bridge into supplements, because
my favorite thing. Oh man, I knew
Eric knows his supplements. So
I do know my supplements.
It was coming. It was coming eventually, but no, to help you guys build a diet that does reflect healthier foods, supplements play a key role, because they fill in the gaps, and it's especially when we're busy, we have families, and we have a lot of stuff going on.
Exactly.
You can't necessarily cook it, the food. So
when it comes to supplements, and me and Ian have talked about this, battled back and forth a little bit about it. And the first thing I want to say is that supplements, where they fall in line in your overall fitness plan is, I always call it like a hierarchy of a triangle, right? So you're going to have your, whichever way you want it. I always go training is 100% and diet's 100%. But it's going to be your diet, your training, and then your sleep. Those are the three main factors that are going to determine how you feel and how you look, right, when it comes to overall fitness, right? I mean, every personal trainer, every strength and conditioning coach will agree with me that those are the three main factors that everyone should always have a microscope over. That's the importance of changing one's physique. Now, here's the last part, which is supplements. Okay, supplements always come in last, and the reason being is because they're used, the way that you're supposed to use supplements, guys, is it's literally in the name. It's there to supplement your lifestyle. And what do I mean by that is, if you have any holes in your game plan, if you feel like you're lacking in your training, your diet, or your sleep, that's where I think supplements come in. Just help plug in those itty bitty holes in your plan, not a replacement, but to assist.
Yeah.
And so, for example, it would be, protein requirement, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm 236 pounds, right? I don't want to say I'm a big guy, but
big guy in muscle. You've got a lot of body composition too.
Yeah, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but pretty jacked.
He's muscular, guys.
But for me, as much as we're both working, right? We're both business owners.
Yeah.
And we work a lot of hours. So it's hard for me personally, to get in enough protein every single day in order to stay consistent with my fitness plan.
Yeah.
I need to get in right around roughly, now this is for me personally, my goal is muscle hypertrophy, right? My identity is as a bodybuilder first, right? When it comes to fitness. And so my protein requirements are roughly right around 236 grams of protein per day. So, dude, if I were to eat that much, 236 grams of solid food every single day, who has time for that?
No,
as we've grown up.
Yeah, and you can't. Yeah, it's And then, if you go into like the nitty gritty of it, you have to like vary the kinds of protein. You have to like, you have to cook chicken and then maybe tilapia, and then you get in, and it becomes something you can't sustain.
Exactly. And sustainability is the key, right?
It is.
That is the key.
It is.
You can have the perfect plan. You can have the perfect training routine and everything, but if you can't stay consistent with it, it doesn't work. So that's where I think supplements come in, is they just make it a little bit easier.
That's true.
So with the protein requirement, I like to leverage protein powder because it helps me reach that protein goal by the end of the day, right?
Exactly.
And then if I have a hard time sleeping, or if one of my clients has a hard time sleeping, I will leverage a sleep supplement in the form of, depending on what's causing them sleep issues, and I'm not a doctor, I just make suggestions, but something like ashwagandha KSM 66 helps to lower that stress hormone cortisol that needs to lower by the end of the night, and it just kind of helps to relax you. Or something like chelated magnesium glycinate, which is most Americans are deficient in. Yeah. And introducing that into the equation helps completely relax you. I mean, you use...
I can advocate for that. Yeah, no, guys, really and truly, like sleep supplements are wonderful. Magnesium, I do a thing called Natural Calm, and so does Eric.
You guys know what we're talking about.
It's good.
Y'all know what we're talking about.
It's really freaking good, and it really like if you're going to use supplements properly, you're applying them to aspects of your life that really do enhance muscle building, and it's like you said, whey protein, and then aiding your sleep and trying to get quality.
How has getting good sleep affected your day? Not just with training, but like with your life in general. How has it affected you?
It's positivity. Like, you wake up and you feel, it's not even like ready to start the day, but you just know that you don't feel like drained. You kind of wake up and you feel very like just level. You feel level. You don't feel tired. You're just right in the middle, and it's a good feeling because you know that like you slept consistently. You didn't wake up. All this stuff.
Exactly. And so many important things like happen in our sleep, hormonally, repairing. I mean, sleep plays such a big role in everything that we do. And it's crazy to think that a supplement was able to help assist us. A supplement didn't replace our good sleep. A supplement helped to assist us with having good sleep.
So in the end, it's really, supplements are, especially if you place them, in the right parts of your life, it's all about filling in the cracks and assisting you with pushing you a little bit past what you were able to accomplish without them,
Exactly. And that's my example of how supplements are supposed to be used in an overall fitness plan. Like, it's not a replacement. It just helps to assist you with staying consistent with your overall fitness plan. So for all you guys out there that are looking at, I don't think anyone looks at magazines these days, right? I think that's old school.
that's so 10 years ago.
It's like the same thing as a CD-ROM, right?
I know. Do you guys know that you can read words on a piece of paper? Just kidding. Yeah, no, magazines aren't, even though they're great though, you get a lot of stuff from them. So,
and if you guys are, for example, like these days, like supplements are, we were talking about this with the fitness industry. Yeah. Supplements are completely just pushed in your face all the time. I mean, you can't go through TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, your favorite fitness influencer at some point is going to push some product in your face, and you're going to think, some part of you is going to think like, man, if I had that one supplement, I could look like that. Yeah. Or I could be that confident, or I could be that I could live that person's life, And the thing I want to tell you guys is, and me and Ian have worked in the supplement industry for a really long time, and we know how the back end goes.
Now, I'll tell you this, I'm not trying to downplay myself, you guys, but Eric has had a shit ton more experience with supplements, and I usually defer that to him. So I don't mean to downplay it, but I've we each have
consulting.
Excuse me, what?
Shoot me an email for consulting if you need a supplement plan.
Yeah, truly, you guys, because and I'll throw in a little bit of a plug for you. Thanks, your channel does reinvent the supplement industry because it does give a very candid look at how you can implement supplements. And then beyond that too, it's not just supplements. It is lifestyle changes. It is workouts. It's approaching fitness from a logical perspective and 100%. A logical standpoint,
100%, man. Yeah. Like, when it comes to supplements, like, I'm so passionate about supplements because I've seen such a big change in people's lives from supplements, and
you've helped people.
And I've helped a ton of people over the last couple of years. And I used to be just kind of like a non-believer myself. I used to be like, oh, this supplement is trash or whatever. Now, I will say, not for the most part, I mean, depends on what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the longevity stuff, right?
That's
the
true.
magnesium glycinate chelate. I'm talking about the KSM 66 ashwagandha. I'm talking about the grape seed for blood pressure, right?
Okay.
And the ubiquinol versus CoQ10. And as cool as the bro supplements are, like your proteins, your creatines, I don't kind of really want to get started with BCAAs because that's like a...
Let's talk about that. We'll get into that later, but that's like a whole nother topic.
I'm gonna
right
get into
there.
like
That's
a lot
one.
of shit for this, but I've seen supplements really make a big change in a lot of people's lives, and it's kind of like that one missing nutrient that a person may have been missing.
Yeah,
that really helps with the way they feel, their overall plan. You know what I mean? Like just a missing macronutrient. Like a client may get blood work done and go, oh yeah, my doctor said I was low in magnesium, right? Mm-hmm. And before reaching for the crappy magnesium oxide, I would go, wait, I mean, if you're deficient in magnesium, the last thing you want is magnesium oxide. It's the cheapest form of magnesium, just runs right through you.
Okay.
And it's not created for magnesium deficiencies per se. Like, I would go, and I actually learned this from one of my old managers, super smart guy. Can I make a shout out for him?
You can. Go for it.
Ryan Diocampo. Definitely listen to that guy. He knows what he's talking about. But Ryan introduced me to magnesium chelated glycinate. And that is one of the highest absorbing. I know, it's a lot. I had to practice this a lot.
Yeah.
It's... it helps you. It's one of those magnesiums that absorbs really well. The quality is amazing. And I remember seeing this client and, guiding them to which magnesium to take. And then the next time I saw them, after about a month, I would say, they felt so much better. They got their blood work rechecked. Their magnesium was a lot higher, back in normal range.
Interesting.
And, I'm not going to say that this one missing nutrient is going to change a person's life, but magnesium can. It really does. Most people are deficient in magnesium.
Yeah, and it's something you really have to take into account. Like it is, if you pull it back, it is, and it's interesting. It is kind of that missing supplement. It's a lot of times that's the thing that can help you with stress and all that stuff.
People underestimate micronutrients, man.
Yeah,
that's why when doctors say like, "Hey, you need to eat more vegetables," there's not a whole lot of micronutrients in chicken thighs. Like, I'll be completely honest. Like, there's not a whole lot. Like, maybe in like grass-fed beef, maybe, but you're not going to find a lot of these micronutrients that we need in non-vegetable sources.
Exactly. And it is a question of micronutrients. It really, because we talk about macronutrients, and that is what you see with chicken and all these different sources. Yeah. What you see is what you got. Yep. And so you can't downplay the importance of the micronutrients, because like what we said, those are the things that are going to push you over the hill and kind of fill in the gaps,
Exactly, man. I couldn't have explained it better myself. I feel like you've done this before.
Oh, I'm such a pro, Eric. I've had so much experience. No.
I'll be completely honest. Ian's been personal training for a long time.
Yeah.
Like a long time. There's very few guys that I would have on my team that I would trust with giving me an overall training plan, a diet plan, like different philosophies of training, and working on something that I just didn't see. Like, maybe a muscle is pulling too hard on one side, my squat's off. I have something called like a hip wink, you know what I mean? Or like
butt wink.
Yeah, like a butt wink squat. And like, I'm telling you, this guy right here, super humble. He won't tell you this, but he's probably one of the best trainers on the North Shore.
But that's both of us, though. We apply the knowledge as not as a way to for people to just make a purchase or like buy our services. We make our recommendations as a way, like, look, these are ways you can implement fitness into your lifestyle that aren't going to make your life harder.
Exactly.
It's things that
How many trainers have you met that I've met that gave the classic chicken and rice every 2 hours.
It's
no matter if you're 50 years old or 20 years old.
Yeah, there's no consideration for the actual person and what they're dealing with in their life. And also it's like it's the fact that everybody's different. You don't know what stressors they have to deal with in their life. And fitness is not meant to be a thing that is difficult, hard, and applies more stress. It's meant to be a thing that takes it away.
It's supposed to free you.
It's supposed to free you. And you're supposed to walk into the gym and be very, very ready to just begin something that could take your mind out of the stresses of the day. And that's what we've always...
That's like my therapy, man.
Yeah, it's your therapy.
That's my therapy.
It's meant to be your therapy. And so these approaches to dieting and these approaches to fitness are ways that you can let your body actually continue improving without really thinking about it all that much.
Exactly.
You know?
Well, that's where like a good coach comes in, right? Like they kind of take all the thinking out for you. They ask you a bunch of questions. They get to know more about you as a person, your lifestyle, your work schedule, what matters to you, your reasons behind actually picking up that weight, going out for that morning cardio or whenever you want to do cardio. Like, a good coach will want to know so much about you and know your motivations. So they could form the perfect plan for you. You'll look around and I think I always trash like fitness influencers all the time.
We both do.
This one in particular, I don't know if you know her. Do you know who Brittany Dawn is? Any chance? Very popular among the ladies.
I've seen her on Instagram.
Yeah, she's
I know
very popular on Instagram. And first thing I want to say is maybe we should tag her in here. We'll probably tag her.
Great.
Oh, I'd love for her to comment.
We should. We're gonna start some beef.
So the story behind Brittany Dawn, and she's not the only one. She's not anyone special. She's just one of the many fitness influencers that give a very cookie cutter fitness plan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So her diets, the way she got in trouble, she got so much in trouble that she was actually on the news for this in Texas, where she's from. Yeah, everyone knows.
Okay.
Yeah, so what happened is she was like, man, I found an idea where I can make a ton of money, right? I'm already a fitness influencer, so I got enough followers on YouTube and Instagram. And she's like, why don't I just sell everyone a meal plan that I don't have to personally watch over? I'll just give it to them and then they'll follow it. They give me, I don't know how much she was charging, so many $100.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And the way she got popped was all these people who were paying this premium price for a personal trainer thought that they were getting a personal plan. They thought that they were getting Brittany Dawn, who was going to watch over them and was going to check up on them and who was going to guide them as a true coach should.
Yeah.
And Brittany Dawn was just copy and paste. It didn't matter if you weighed 300 pounds or 150 pounds. You got the same diet with the same extreme caloric deficit. I mean, some of these girls were just eating one meal a day that composed of, I don't know, maybe 800 calories. And then I'm pretty sure, like on the website, it says guaranteed to lose weight. I think anyone that eats 800 calories a day is going to lose weight.
Weight. Exactly.
They're going to feel terrible. It's going to kill every other factor in your life. Like we talked about fitness freeing you.
Yeah.
You eat 800 calories a day, you will not be the best husband. You won't have the energy to be the best wife. Like you won't be able to do your job. And so she got popped. Like they created this Facebook group, and one of the girls was like, when they were talking to each other, they were like, hey, let me see your fitness plan that Brittany gave you.
Oh my gosh.
And she sent it to her and she was like, that looks exactly like mine. Two different girls who weighed completely different were getting the same extreme caloric deficit diet. And that's how that got on the news. And fitness influencers got in trouble for trying to just putting money over taking care of the client.
So and so it comes down to, especially with, just Instagram and everything, that's the trap. It's you could easily sell somebody just a cookie cutter plan and build your business around that.
Exactly.
But
it's the laziest way. It
is.
I mean, what's your philosophy when it comes to personal training as far as being a coach? Like how do you approach things versus these influencers?
Well, it's when I started and still now, I think the thing I struggled with too is but I've become better at, and you learn as you train different people.
Yep.
You do have to interview your client. Like it is a legitimate interview about their life, and you're not asking them even questions about like what their diet's like, or even what their workouts like. You're asking them questions about like, what's your job like? What's your family life like? And I mean, it's stuff you got to kind of be careful with, because you're trying to get to the root of it. You're trying to understand what is bothering. What drives this person? What are the things that stress them out? What are the things that you can sort of implement? You can take fitness and you can sort of just put a little bit of it in there to hopefully take away some of their stress, because everybody's got different lives, different struggles that they have to deal with, and you're not trying to take the place of like a therapist or a psychologist, but you're trying to use fitness as a cathartic response to these stressors in their life, a way for them to just release all their struggles, all their stresses, and so fitness can't be difficult.
Yeah,
it can't. And my big platform, my big thing, my big belief is that you have to use what they're already doing as the method for their continued progress. You don't need to overhaul absolutely everything they've been doing.
You have a client that's like, hey, listen, I've been doing body weight workouts, and you're like, cool, let me put you on a powerlifting program.
No, exactly. It doesn't make any sense. Because it's not sustainable.
Exactly.
It's not sustainable. You can't overhaul their lifestyle. You have to slowly implement small changes that are going to make them understand what they could do to better their lifestyle.
And it benefits everyone. It benefits your coach that's going to be able to create a plan, that caters to you specifically, but it's also going to benefit you as the client, because it's going to help to make you more compliant.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, because let's face it, like, and every coach knows this, like, if you're a coach, and it doesn't even have to just be in the fitness industry, like you could be a coach for basketball, a coach for business, right? Like it all comes down to as well is how compliant is the customer or the client and their willingness to stick with the plan. So it's just like you said, if you give them something that makes absolutely no sense to them, like unless their reasons are strong enough. Like I've met clients, and so have you, where clients are like, this horrible thing happened to me and I'm ready to make a change. Like those are the guys that are like, okay, maybe I could give them a plan that may be a little bit different, like more different than what they're used to, but they have such strong enough reasons to stick with it. But for the most part, if a client's not compliant or doesn't want to stick with the plan, it doesn't help anybody.
And it doesn't matter how much you do, they're not, and the problem too, I mean, we talked about this a little bit too, you guys, pairing up your coaching with the proper client. You as a trainer, especially if you're just starting into the world of training, you have to find the right client. It's not a bad thing if you turn down clients who are not going to be able to keep up with your training. And
don't take it personal if your coach turns you down, because me and Ian, we've had to do that in the past.
It's happened before.
So like for you, for example, when you're asking clients a question, or when you're interviewing a client, what red flags do you get that might potentially make you make the decision to turn this person down for now and maybe take them on later? Like what red flags do you look for?
That's a good question. I think the biggest red flag, and this is something that kind of, it happens after, in the interview, if there's somebody who kind of, they list out a bunch of things they're stressed about, right? But if they cancel on you, right? If they cancel on you right before the session, more often than not, they're going to keep doing that.
Now, is that the first session, or is that like when do you generally see that
it's kind of the first session? Like if on the first session you have decided that you're going to meet at this time, like after, let's say they cancel on you like 6 hours before the session, or the morning of, you have a session at like 2:00 in the evening and they cancel on you that morning.
Rough. Especially when you're committed to waking up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Your client doesn't show up. Like,
and it's not like, I mean, no, but it does plant that seed of doubt that makes you realize that they're probably not going to keep showing up. So And I don't mean to belittle people who do have busy schedules and everything, you know, but...
Well, that's the part of our process is what's your schedule like? When can you train?
Yeah.
How much time do you have to train? And you set all those standards before everything even begins.
Exactly.
So there's an agreement, and the client in themselves should be able to follow through with that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they should.
There's no excuse.
Because you do set up a verbal contract. Like, it is a verbal contract that you prepare, you make with these people. And if you're a good trainer, if you're somebody who is very dedicated to helping people, you know what services you are going to provide, and you know what services you're going to give to these people. Exactly. You're going to be there on time for them. But if they don't show up and they keep canceling, you know, in all honesty, you probably don't have that great of a client. So,
I mean, it's tough because it's like, as a coach, you're pouring into someone else's cup. Like that's the way that me and you, like, that's how we coach people is we pour all of 110% of ourselves into somebody else's cup to help make them a better person, to help them reach their goals, you know? So it's like, if you're giving 100%, you need the client to also give 100% too, as a client, you know? And it's so hard to, you know, to deal with that on a day-to-day basis. If you know, if you personal trainers are going out there, like, we completely understand how you feel, but this is more so for the clients as well, is think about it from your coach's perspective, is you came to them for help and they're willing to pour into your cup, pour into your life, make you better, help you achieve your goals, help you conquer whatever obstacles you have in your life.
Exactly.
You know? So, you know, I would make this suggestion is, if you're a client out there and you're kind of iffy about, you know, starting a plan with a coach, like, make sure that you guys commit, because once you start, you're going, and your coach isn't going to quit on you. For the most part, they won't quit on you unless you have a fitness influencer coach, which is
what was her name? What was her name?
Brittany Dawn. So
Brittany Dawn.
Yeah, that's why I
throwing shade.
Me and Ian, we follow fitness influencers. We do. We have our favorite ones that come off as genuine. They actually provide true value. Yeah. And then there's the gimmicky ones, you know, like the Brad Castleberries or the
Steve Cooks. Well,
really? You think Steve?
No, but I'll tell you this. I'm gonna make a little joke here.
I think we just lost our friendship.
Lost a lot of people. No. So, really? So this is my thought about Steve Cook. I think, first of all, he is a guy who has really achieved a great body, and he knows what he's doing. Don't get me wrong. This guy's got the knowledge. Man. He's the OGs, and I get a bunch of you guys, if you're our age, you know, when you were like 18, 19 years old, I guarantee you probably saw a Steve Cook video, and you're like, I want to look like that guy.
Especially if you bought was it Optimum Nutrition, right?
That too, yes, because he's big in Optimum.
I think he was the face for them for a while.
He was, so. And isn't he? He's Gymshark now, huh?
Oh yeah.
I think he's Gymshark.
Everybody's Gymshark nowadays. But yeah, my bad. You go back.
Everybody. You're right. Everybody is Gymshark. No, but the reason why I kind of, after watching a few of his videos, a buddy of mine he made a funny comment at the end of all his videos. He always says this. He always goes, at the end of the day, blah blah blah, whatever it is. He always goes, at the end of the day. That's not the reason I don't like him, but I think, you know, as you watch his videos, you kind of do realize that he's got this very bro-y approach to fitness, and even though he's been in the trenches, he's done the work. You know, I'm not so sure I'm sure that his lifestyle cannot be applied to regular people in the same thing. You know,
he's a fitness influencer. He gets paid to. Yeah. You know, that's like being a sponsored pro bodybuilder, right?
That's true.
They have all the time in the world,
which he also is.
Yeah, which he also is. He's very sponsored and everything. And and at the heart of it, Steve Cook is. He may have competed in physique, but at the heart of it, he's still old school bodybuilding.
That's true.
Eating every 2.5, 3 hours, training balls to the wall, compound movements like free weights before anything, all that kind of stuff. You know.
And he is incredibly talented. Like I'm not trying. not trying to dig myself out of the hole that I've already put myself in, but no, he is.
Tell me how you really feel, Ian.
In his videos, the dude has had so much freaking experience in the world of bodybuilding, and with old school bodybuilding methods, he's up there with the greats. He knows how to prepare. He knows because he's a pro. I mean,
but I do believe I get what you're saying though. I get what you're saying because at the end of the day, a lifestyle like Steve's, like I want to say how he was a year before, I think, when he was like really into, eating that much and training that hard and stuff. I don't think that normal, I don't want to use the word normal, but like I do feel like most people can't achieve that because most people work 40 hours plus per week.
That's
true. What I mean? Most people have, and as you get older, and as you guys already know, when you get older, you have more responsibilities.
Yeah.
You have so much more on your plate. I mean, when we were younger, dude, we had all the time in the world to eat every 2 hours.
You could do the bodybuilding lifestyle, man.
Dude, I always tell people, if you're gonna compete in a bodybuilding show right now, man. Like while you're young or girl, like do it while you're younger because
be the badass you want to be.
Yeah, be the badass you want to be as early as possible. Because if you're saying right now and you are under 20 years old, if you're saying, oh, I don't have the time right now, I can only tell you it's just going to get worse.
BS.
Okay? So going back to Steve Cook and the type of lifestyle that he currently lives, like, and don't get me wrong, Steve looks like a busy guy, right?
He does.
He's a business owner. He's got multiple different projects that he's working on. But at the end of the day, he doesn't have as many responsibilities, in my personal opinion, as your average, 25 plus, 30 plus person would have with kids, working a full-time job, and then still doing fitness and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I see what you're saying.
So it kind of, because his lifestyle is defined by, he's got his sponsorships, he's got his, photo shoots and everything. So he's splitting his time. And that's his choice. He has made his life. His job is bodybuilding. I mean, that's his job.
I was like, if that's what pays your bills, like,
go for it.
Go for it. 100%.
Go for it. Yeah.
And that's.
Well, now I'm feeling bad about bashing Steve Cook. Steve Cook's wonderful. Steve Cook, if you're watching this, I love you.
Did I turn you into a Steve Cook fan?
Yeah, actually, you did, dude. You really did. It's funny because you're right. It's you watch the videos and everything, and the arrogant side of myself is sitting here like, well, you can't apply that to regular life, but
no, I mean, and what I'm saying on my side, guys, just to reiterate again, is that lifestyle that you see, if you watch a lot of fitness influencers, especially the ones that are extremely famous, odds are they probably will have an easier lifestyle to stick to that type of eating and training, because at the end of the day, that's what pays their bills, right? They have to look a certain way every single day. They have to live that super strict or whatever of a lifestyle in order to keep that look, or maybe even better, so that they can get more followers.
Yeah, damn right.
And then when the average person,
average bro,
it's hard, because the average bro, I would imagine, or girl, bros are, we're talking about girls and girls, right?
Bro,
girls and guys, bros.
Bras.
Girls and guys. It's hard, like, because we don't have the freedom, or our focus isn't having our bills paid by how we look. So it's a different.
That's true. It's a different mindset.
That's why it's so hard to implement someone else's lifestyle like Steve's or every other influencer like that into our own.
Yeah.
So,
That's a good point, man. That's so true. Well, guys, I think we've come to the end of this wonderful podcast episode. And I just want to give a few shout outs. I want to talk about your YouTube channel. Go check out Eric's SuperPham. He talks about the cutting edge of supplement science on top of real lifestyle changes that you guys can make by implementing supplements and implementing very real world lifting techniques, Building your own workout plan is the genesis for creating real change, because you want to become your own personal trainers in the long run. His channel helps you do that.
And if you guys want to check out my channel, it is go on YouTube and type in Eric SuperPham. SuperPham part is PHAM, M as in mother. And there's no spaces. So if you guys ever need help with supplement science or just kind of overall, I'm starting to implement more training and diet nowadays, I think. Cause I'm trying to create the bigger picture, I guess.
Yeah, and it's funny because your YouTube channel has become more of a lifestyle thing. It's taking a very candid look at the fitness industry, supplements, workouts, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
and if you guys, I gotta put this plug in here. If you guys want awesome supplements by Isatori or PMD, you know, big disclaimer, they are my sponsors as well.
We will be tagging them.
Great company, and we will be tagging them.
Yeah.
Wonderful supplement company. If you guys do want a discount on ordering anything online, go ahead and use discount code EricSuperPham10, which we'll go ahead and post somewhere on this right here.
Right here, probably upwards. Yeah.
Dude, we almost did the Dragon Ball Z. Combining, is that the combining technique?
I don't know what it is. Fusion.
Oh my god.
Fusion.
Fusion. Ha!
PMD.
Yeah. It's pretty good. And I'll say too, I do love PMD supplements, and I really do. So
PMD.
I do. PMD is good, and I love their pre-workout. I will be a forever advocate for their pre-workout. Pump Fuel is amazing.
Pump Fuel is amazing. If you want to try their new flavor, it's Cherry Slush and Miami Sunrise, which I guess we'll try together in the next video. So
I'll do Miami Sunrise, man. I don't even know what that would taste like. I feel like I would be transported to the beach, be brought to another headspace that would allow me to like make more gains or something. But yeah, you guys, and then I'm going to make my own plug. Go check out averagebrosfitness.com.
Check out averagebrosfitness.com.
Yeah. It is the all-encompassing media source that you guys can take anything from. We take a very real look at the fitness industry and give you guys only the most important research that helps you become your own personal trainer.
Yep, 100%.
That's what it's all about. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much. Stay tuned for more.
See you guys later.
Bye.